Hey there, it's Jeff. I wanted to check in with you and share something with you. I've been spending the last couple of weeks on the phone each day with school administrators and in meetings, traveling from state to state and getting a little break in my home state of Michigan today, just answering stuff from the office. But there's been this common conversational thread that's been coming up as I talk with administrators. And I've been hearing it for years, but I've realized that I've never done a video on this or shared it. So here's the common thing that keeps coming up. As I talk with administrators about bullying prevention, and saying, what have you tried? What have you seen? What have the results been? This is what I keep hearing. Administrators will say to me, Jeff, if I'm honest, I have to be completely honest to just say that I'm hesitant to book a bullying prevention program because in the past we have a speaker come in, they speak on bullying, and here's what happens. All of a sudden that day and for a week, I have a line out the counseling office. I have a line at my office with kids reporting all of these incidents that aren't really even bullying. They're just simple social squabbles or simple disagreements. And these kids all of a sudden are hypersensitive that they need to report every little thing. And he's like, it's not even bullying, it's like tattling. And so as I talk to these administrators, I hear this on, and they say, Jeff, I just need to know that if I bring your program, that's not the situation. And I say, well, it's really interesting. What you're saying actually lines up with the study done by the University of Arlington, Texas, back in 2013. There was this study, and they researched anti-bullying programs across America to see if they were helping or not. And here's what they said. This is what the author of the study says. It was published in the Journal of Criminology. It says a team of researchers found that students at schools with anti-bullying initiatives are actually more likely to be victims of bullying than students who attend schools without such programs. So in other words, if your school has an anti-bullying program, it's going to be more likely that you have issues than if not. Why? Well, as my colleagues and I kind of studied the study, we did our own research study, we looked at what programs they were following. Well, they were following programs that have been around for years, such as the Oveus program. Dan Oveus, the Norwegian researcher, was actually the father of the anti-bullying movement, which was birthed out of Columbine, the Columbine massacre in Littleton, Colorado, which took place in 1999. Now, all the programs that they were studying, they were teaching students to report. They were teaching bullies aren't cool, kick them out of school. That's what these researchers were looking at. In other words, when I talk to these administrators, and I hear this time and time again, I always say to them, here's a problem. The reason why your reporting went up, the reason why your paperwork went up, the reason why hostility on campus went up after having an anti-bullying program is simple. I can tell you why you have this problem. It's very simple. You taught your students how to report a problem, not how to solve a problem. You taught the kids how to report every simple social squabble that was a little nothing, rather than teaching them how to respond to mean behavior. You didn't teach them what serious situations are and how to report those. You just told them to report everything. So every little mean, nasty look that they get in the hallway, I'm being bullied, and they will run to the office, they'll report this, and it creates complete hysteria, complete pandemonium. You've got parents beating down your door, upset. Why? Because they're looking at every little thing. We've created hypersensitive, emotional marshmallows, as a school psychologist Izzy Kalman and my mentor Brooks Gibbs would say. These kids have become emotional marshmallows rather than understanding how to respond. When you equip kids with social and emotional learning skills, they learn how to problem solve socially and how to better react emotionally when someone's mean to them. They become resilient. My program, our mission, is to equip students with these social and emotional skills that empower them how to face adversity, grow in resilience, and solve their own social problems. Over 90% of the kids that we work with report that after a week of using the peace sign approach, that bullying either has stopped or it's dramatically decreased. That's why we've won 2 international awards. That's our secret sauce. It's the peace sign approach. 2 simple steps of dealing with mean behavior and getting bullying to stop. It helps you find peace in your most difficult relationships. Let's go back to the research study here with the University of Arlington, Texas. The authors suggest that schools develop more sophisticated strategies that go beyond implementing prevention programs and move towards systemic change within schools, such as employing security guards, using metal detectors, and conducting bag and locker searches. Now, bullying by definition is subjective behavior aiming at hurting your feelings. It's not objective harm. It's not assault and battery. It's not stealing. It's not destruction of property. All of these things are criminal behavior. They're not bullying behavior. They cause objective harm, not subjective harm. So if you use a metal detector, how are you going to find social aggression? You're looking for weapons at that point. If you do bags and locker searches, how are you going to find mean behavior? They're not located there. That's being brewed in someone's mind and someone's behavior. They're talking about taking a legalistic approach, a legal approach. Looking for weapons, looking for all of these things. That's what they're looking for. They're actually looking at criminal behavior, not bullying behavior. Problem with the study is they got the definition of bullying wrong from the get-go. And they looked at programs that report, they looked at physical aggression. They lumped physical aggression in with social aggression. We're talking about two different things. Here's what they went on to say, though. They said, furthermore, given that bullying is a relationship problem, and we're turning the corner here now, we're looking at relational, researchers need to better identify the bully-victim dynamics, this is their advice, in order to develop prevention policies and programs accordingly. So what they're saying is we realize that this isn't just a physical aggression problem. This has to do with relationships. It's funny, Nashville Public Schools, they implemented social and emotional learning programs explicitly and found that they saw an 11% increase in their test scores. I mean, our kids are healthy socially in their relationships with others. When they're healthy emotionally, they know how to cope and deal with their feelings. They perform better at school. And we see all of this chaos is minimized because they know how to find peace in the most challenging relationships. If you have more questions about this, if you want a dialogue about this, simply reply to this email. I'd be happy to talk with you. And I think you'll find that when you implement the peace sign approach, even just what's shared in my free videos, you will see a complete change on campus of how students treat each other and how conflict and mean behavior is dealt with. I hope this has been helpful to you. Thanks so much for watching.